Hey, all right, we did it. We made it. We're live today to talk about Facebook and Instagram ads. That's right. So we're going to have a couple little updates on things that are happening in the world of Facebook. I'm Brian Meert, CEO of Advertisemint. We specialize in Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat advertising. And we go live twice a week to be able to answer any questions that people may have about these topics when it comes to advertising, how to be able to get the best results that you want for your ad campaigns and to be able to spend the money in a way that you want to. So to be able to get you the best results. So I'm going to dive right in. A couple good things, maybe real quick housekeeping. If you're watching this, put your comments in, get them in early. That way I can address them when we can. If you like the video, give a thumbs up if it's helpful or valuable to you, and make sure to share it. If there's anyone else that you know that is running Facebook or Instagram ads right now, quick, just tag them really quick or share it with them so they can jump on and be able to ask their questions while we're live. Okay, cool. That's it. Now you guys know. Let's do a couple quick updates. Number one, Messenger ads are now available for Instagram. This was a big update that happened in the last week to 2 weeks. What happens is you can run Messenger ads through Facebook, which allow you to communicate or show an ad to someone who's already messaged your business. So if they've messaged you or try to initiate a conversation about orders or customer service or anything, you can be able to run Messenger ads towards them to be able to get them to sign up for a potential bot or to be able to communicate with them more directly on Messenger. So very, very powerful. Up till now, it's only been available with Facebook, but now you can also run them through Instagram, which again is awesome for advertisers. So quick update there. And number two, the second update I have is a quick kind of, a lot of people who have retail stores are always looking, the big problem that they have is if they're running ads on Facebook and then people walk into the store, there's not really a way that you can be able to link those. So Facebook created offline conversions, which allows you to sync data from your CRM or point of sale system for retail locations. You can actually upload that information to the back end of Facebook and be able to look and be like, hey, we had 100 orders this last week. Oh, look at that. Facebook or Instagram ads were shown to 75 of those. So they are good in terms of being able to get sales and be able to effectively influence people and be able to get them to come into a stores. So that's a good thing. We wrote an article on our blog that talks about this and kind of the steps. So if you haven't done, synced up your offline conversions yet, the way to do that is you can go to Business Manager, offline events, upload, and then you need to match your fields. And be able to upload it from there. You also, if you've got access to the offline conversions API, you have the ability to do it there. And generally, when it comes to that, Facebook doesn't give a list of exactly which point of sale systems that they work with, but I think a lot of the larger ones have the option to export data, and you just need to be able to match it up in a way that works with Facebook. And I think they have, when you go in there to upload it, they actually give you a template Excel file to be able to show you what fields and columns you have the ability to put in there. And these are things like event time, value, order ID, and these are where you can sync them up along with the customers, and then be able to say, hey, Brian ordered, before he made that purchase, he actually saw 25 Facebook ads for your business. So there is some offline conversions there that are happening because of Facebook. So anyway, really cool update. You can check out our blog if you want to learn more about how to be able to upload offline conversions and get it synced up. We've got an article on advertisemint.com/blog. So you can go there to be able to view the article on offline conversions. The next thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about 7 tips that you can use to double your Instagram followers. So this was an article that we put on our blog, and we get a lot of questions about Instagram. A lot of people want to be able to grow it. It's a very powerful social network, and so what we have is a couple different tips. And I want to just run through them real rapid fire, so that way you guys could kind of get an overview of some of the ways that you can be able to leverage to use to grow your Instagram following. So number one is develop a visual style and stick with it. So this comes into your branding, your elements, the type of stickers, or the process of how you post, how it looks, the colors, those type of things. Like, pick a consistent style and stick with it. A lot of times people are familiar with what they know and who's posting. So keep it consistent. You can definitely be creative, but you want to be able to keep some consistency with the visuals that you're using in your post. The second thing was user-generated content is really helpful. And a lot of times what this is simply, as you're talking and engaging with people, I see celebrities do this all the time. They'll repost what their users are posting about them, whether, hey, I drew a picture about you, or here's a funny Photoshop thing I did with my head on your body, or something like that, right? And the celebrities take that all the time and simply repost it and give credit back to whoever's there, being like, hey, check this out, this is really funny. That's interesting, relevant content that you can be able to use that costs you nothing to create, but it is fun and exciting, and it allows you to kind of collaborate with your fans or the other people that are following you. The third option, or the third tip I have for today, is to engage and you shall receive. It's very much a social network. When you're out talking with other people, when you're liking their post or leaving comments on it, those type of things come back. It's a conversation. And as you're having conversations with people, they're likely going to have conversations back with you. And so a lot of times, if you're commenting or there's someone else that you want to bring in, you can use the @ and be able to bring in another username and be like, oh, this is super funny. It's just like this guy's post last week, which was amazing. So you have the ability to bring in other people into the conversation as well. When that happens, a lot of times the conversation can grow and it can generate you more followers as more people are able to see that. The fourth tip is you need to use hashtags. Hashtags are extremely popular on Instagram simply because it's how all the visual content is filtered. This is, if you're looking for any of the different topics, you can search by those topics and you'll see everything that has been posted, but it's all based on hashtags. There's some discussion on how many should be used. I think what I've heard, or the rule of thumb, is a lot of people will put in a couple, like anywhere from like 2 to 4 into the actual post that they do, and then what they do is they comment on their post on their own, and they'll do a comment with as many hashtags that they can fit in there that are relevant. And so that would be my kind of advice there, is use hashtags, so that way it basically makes your post discoverable by other people that are looking for content related to that topic or subject. The next tip is make your message clear in the image. And this kind of comes back to branding and what you're looking to do. On Instagram, either with your stories or with visuals, people are scrolling quick and fast. So get your point across on what you're trying to say or do. Like, these are my top 3 travel tips, or I love being in Hawaii, or whatever it is. That way people in a split second are able to determine what it is you're doing, what's happening, and what is what's the value to them. The last one that I have, and this is probably the most important, is keep it relevant. A lot of times I'll see people that will just post some random things. There's obviously things that you enjoy that make up who you are as you're posting them on Instagram. But remember that a lot of times people are following you for a specific purpose. Maybe you're in fashion, maybe you're in fitness, maybe you're a celebrity that they really like. So they're going to follow people that they want to be able to have that sort of interaction. And there is some element of that is the realistic, like, here's my life. But at the same time, sometimes I'll see very random posts that'll just be like, man, that's like, you just wasted my time. Which means it wasn't really relevant for me. So, as you're posting things, a lot of times think about the people who are on the other end of that phone, who are going to be viewing it, and is it funny for them? Are they going to find it interesting or unique? Or are you just posting things just because you feel like posting it? So those are kind of my tips for today. Hopefully that helps you to grow your Instagram following. If you have any more tips that are good or you've used to be able to help grow your following, leave them in the comments below so other people can be able to learn from those as well. It's always, a good thing. Anytime we can all grow together, that's great. So to finish up now for today, I wanted to talk more. I've got a little bit of a rant I want to go on, and I'm not going to answer as many questions simply because there are 3 things and I'm grumpy about with Facebook. And these are things that haven't issues that have been in the system for a while, or that the Facebook team hasn't addressed or acknowledged yet. And I know they're busy. I know they've got tons of stuff going on. They've got great people working at Facebook. But these are 3 big ones that just seem blaringly obvious to me, as these are things that you probably should fix. The first one is the ability to run ads evenly or optimize for best performance. So this is a feature, if you're running a Facebook ad, when you set it up to run, what happens is Facebook, if you set up 5 different ads, Facebook is gonna at some point pick the best ad, and it will show that one more frequently. And their thought is, well, we're optimizing the ads, we're trying to do everything we can to get you the very best result. So the problem here is Google's had this feature for a while, only they have it split where you have the ability to say, I want to run ads evenly, meaning show the same amount of volume to all the ads, or optimize for the best ad. Now, the one that we use probably a lot in Google would be optimize for the best ads. But at the beginning of a campaign, it's difficult because you could create 5 different versions of creative. You could put them up there, and a lot of times within like the first $20 being spent, Facebook will pick one ad and it will just give all the volume to them, and the other 4 kind of get ignored. So there needs to be an option where you can actually go and be like, let me just run the ads evenly for a day or a couple hours so that I can get some actual data on my end. But Facebook's algorithm just kind of takes control. And to be honest, I've seen it take ads that aren't the best performing ads and shoot them up. Again, they make money when the ads are being spent. So I am not 100% convinced that their algorithm is always in the tune of the best interest for what are actually the best ads. So anyway, that would be one tip. You just need to give people the ability to choose. Run the ads evenly or optimize for best conversions. The second thing that I would say, and this is a tough one, and we had an issue this week that came up with this, is manual CPA bidding. So what happens is you can optimize for conversions, and you can either leave your ads on auto bid, or you have the ability to take them off auto bid onto a manual bid, where you're saying, here's how much I want to pay for conversion, and you have the ability to do a maximum amount, saying this is the maximum amount I want to pay per conversion, or you have the ability to set an average amount, meaning like, hey, I want to be able to generate sales for around $20. Some may be a little bit more, some may be a little bit less. Facebook's going to go and try to work its magic. You also have the ability to say a max, which is, hey, I can't go any higher than $20. So here's the problem with Facebook's system. Their algorithm, or whatever they do, does not take into account the actual number you put in there. So you could say, I want $20. Facebook will run the ad, and you could come back and look a day or two later, and it may be at $78 or $62. Like, it's completely, it's almost as if it's irrelevant, and it will just run at a massive amount trying to get those conversions. Now, Facebook, when we've talked to them, has come back and said, at the beginning of your ad campaign, we're going to bid more aggressively because we want to be able to start getting data, conversions, so that we can optimize that over, the run. Again, I've seen multiple instances where this isn't necessarily the case. Well beyond, the 25 conversion limit that they want to be able, or the threshold that they want you to reach, I've seen their system just massively spend well beyond the actual set maximum CPAs. And so to some extent, from my end as an advertiser, I look at this and I'm like, Facebook is just taking money from advertisers, and not many people can do anything about it. Which again, I don't know. It's they're big, they're king, they've got the system. I just would want them to know, like, hey, we see what's going on. Like, we're using the system every day, and it's like a party foul, right? Like, there's some engineers somewhere that built it this way, and who knows if it came from Facebook saying, yeah, do it and take people's money, or if it's an engineer actually trying to create an optimized solution. But the flip side is it's not their money. And that's my problem. My issue with it is that the engineers aren't watching their money go out the door for some code that they wrote somewhere to try to optimize things. So, if from my experience, I would simply say if the CPAs aren't hitting there, the campaign should just get whittled down or slowed down and stop running, or not get the volume that it wants to. But instead of that, Facebook just blows through their money and takes it off the table. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Hope you enjoyed it. And the last thing I want to say in terms of my rant, this is the third final one today, is a consistent ad size between Facebook and they have so many different ad units, whether there's landscape or canvas or carousel, not necessarily canvas, I guess carousel, where you have square form ads. And what happens is there's all different ones with videos, with images, and so it's just a nightmare to try to build an ad that can be used for all their platforms. And Facebook will tell you, hey, you need to try to run it on all of our platforms, but they've made it ridiculous to be able to actually get ads across there that are optimized. Meaning square images don't work on Facebook, but they work on Instagram. Square videos work on Facebook. So I mean, there's all sorts of different aspects and things like that. And I just wish they could actually sit down and be like, hey, there's one ad unit this size, there's one that's a square, and there's one that's vertical. And here's where it can be placed across all of our properties. And if they were to do that, I think it would be a lot easier for advertisers to create ads quickly and effectively, which is what Facebook wants. We want more ad creative. We want good ad creative. But what happens is, when we create something that's good, we have to try to split it up into like 4 or 5 or 8 different formats to be able to go inside of Facebook, whether it's an Instagram story from 10 to 15 seconds, or it's a video, a vertical video, a square video. So there's all these different options that we're doing to try to set up and test. And it would be nice. It's my little wish for Christmas is if there was like a centralized way to just make 3 different ad units and keep those sizes consistent across the board. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Nice. I see a couple people are here showing up and giving me thumbs up. Thank you so much. Looks like Babe Savage. Awesome. Glad to have you here. Glad you could check this out. So if you guys have more questions, always leave it in the comments. If I don't see them during my live seminars, I go back, check the previous ones, and try to answer them in future issues from there. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.